Juicy. Yeah, that's what I was listening to. What's up, everybody? What's happening? It's Joseph R. Wheeler, the third, the artist, the founder, and the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Today, I'm just going to get right into it, whether there's an audience or not. I'm going to chop it up with y'all because I'm going to give y'all a little prelude to the activity of the moment, to the to the focus of the hocus pocus. You see what I'm saying? Did you put that together? The focus of the magic? The focus of the hocus pocus? We finna hit the water, y'all. We finna hit the water. I got to get back on them. It's been some really interesting weather lately, like really all over the place, very unpredictable. But like right now, it is 73 degrees in the Metro ATL area, and it's beautiful blue skies. Y'all can see it behind me. Beautiful blue skies, sunny. It's kind of warmish, like it, but yesterday it's warmer than it was yesterday. Because yesterday it felt like 65 to 70 most of the day, even 63 at sometimes. Hell, maybe even 60. Because when I was walking, and I still got to post that video. I still got to do some follow up to my final moment of yesterday to this show, art show. Hold on, I don't know if I got too much wind blowing on me where y'all can't even gonna be able to hear me later. I'd rather have my windows down. I don't really want to use my air. I just want to feel that breeze. I think that's good right there. I think y'all can hear me. Anyway, I hit the belt line and I did a walk and I went on a part I haven't been on yet. There's this new part they just opened and it was nice. It was nice over there. I said, okay, it's like Ormwood. There's an area that crosses over Ormwood, which is a big street, and I was just past the part with this big bridge for Ormwood, and I was about to turn the corner up ahead and go further and see how much that you explore it all the way. What it does, I think it goes all the way to Grant Park, coming out of. So you start like where I started was like Reynoldstown in Atlanta, and then Reynoldstown you get to an area after that where it's a lot of shops and everything. It's right near Grant Park and all that. If you go a certain way, it's close to Grant Park, but it's not Grant Park. So I know when you turn that corner on the path, if you keep walking, you're gonna hit Grant Park. So I said, okay, I'm gonna come back and walk this another day when I got more time. But it was a good walk. You know what I'm saying? It was a good walk. It's definitely one of the more low key parts of the Beltline, which is cool because I like to, pick the days I want certain type of energy. If I want high energy, I go over on the main part. I always tell anybody, if you've never been to Atlanta, or if you're in Atlanta, and you know anything about the Beltline, the best part, if you just got to see a bunch of people and you need a lot of high energy and you know randomness at every moment, folks speeding by on scooters, blasting all types of music, proper or improper for everybody's consumption. You know what I mean? If you need that, if you need, a zillion pets and people jogging and dipping and dodging and pay attention because you can get, ain't nobody trying to hit nobody, but, somebody might side swipe you because they're going by fast as hell on one of these little scooters or bikes or something like that. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in Beltline. A lot always going on. So that's that main part between where Monroe Drive is, where Grady High School, or now Atlanta High School as they call it, where the stadium is, and Trader Joe's. If you start right there and you walk it all the way past Ponce de Leon, past the skate park and the graffiti bridge, I like to call it. There's a few other graffiti areas, but that's the main one. And you get all the way down to where it's Cab Ave and Krog Street. If you cross onto Krog Street, you got murals on walls on both sides, either way, Fulton, Cotton, Mill Loft, or you go up the hill. There's some stuff that way. If you go up the hill, though, is where you headed to where I was talking about this new area. So you walk over there, and you see the best of the murals. Then you start seeing the older ones, a lot of throw ups and tags and everything for the graffiti. It gets less and less interesting, but it's still something to see. And then you get to like just showing up neighborhood, and then it gets like kind of ritzy and fancy. And there's a part where you cross the street and you could turn into this area where there's like a little restaurant right there called Florida Man and something else. That name cracks me up. Yeah, it's the name of the restaurant. It's like Florida Man, and that place always packed too. Always packed. They making buku, buku, buku money. I swear, I've never passed by that place and there's nobody there. So anyway, you keep walking past that, and there's like another area you cross through with a lot of shops and everything. Once you get past all of that, you'll cross a street where there's the main new entrance to the rest of the Beltline. All of this that I'm talking about is part of the Beltline, but this other part is more official. This new area they just opened, like I said, I think it goes past Ormwood and it continues around to like I think Grant Park. So one of these days I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get that because I got about half of it, maybe only a quarter of it. I don't know how long it is, but I gotta finish walking it because I'm sure there's some more murals. Because there's some murals on the side of it. Y'all know I love to capture murals and everything. That's part of our content, amongst all the multi-niche content we do. But like I said, today the focus is these right here on my shirt that I designed. By the way, I drew all of this. I drew those fish. I designed this in Photoshop years ago. This is one of the many ONYXCON fishing tournament jerseys. This one is the Wakanda Forever joint. You know what I mean? If you ever seen me wear it before, you know it. If you haven't, don't worry. I'll be modeling it later when I'm out here on the water when I get to where I'm going. I try to remember to give y'all a turn around, show y'all the fit check, you know what I mean? Show y'all the fit check. People like the fit checks. They want to see the fit. And we're gonna get these jerseys back in rotation. All I keep saying the same formula is necessary though. We need the financials, so we need the support. And whether you give it directly or just from your love of your eyes being on content or what somebody just did, put a thumbs up. I tell y'all every time. That matters so much. You know, most of y'all don't listen and never do it. But for the ones who do, I appreciate you because that's literally how I'll get back to the point of having these jerseys available if somebody wants one because I can get more printed. And I got a whole, man, I got like at least 4 or 5 unprinted jerseys, designs that I never even released, never even dropped. You feel me? They're due, you know, they're coming, and that will happen. But it's gonna mean that we got monetization. It's gonna mean that I got a budget to deal with a contractor, get a vendor to do that for me, and I ain't gotta be worried about the expense of getting them manufactured and getting a shipment and all the other, you know, if anybody's ever done something like this, you know the work. Or if you know somebody who has, or just ever got curious, it's a lot of work. It's a hell of a lot of work. And, you know, I've done it before, I'll do it again, but it's a process. It's a process. And the main part of the process right now is a steady flow of fluid income for ONYXCON. So I always say anybody who's got the deep pockets, don't wait on the monetization. Go ahead and hit us up anytime on Cash App, cash sign ONYXCON, or at ONYXCON on Venmo. Either way, show some love, appreciate it, you know. And if you're real old school, even though Venmo is owned by PayPal, but if you still use PayPal, it's just our email, onyxcon@gmail.com, all day, every day, any day, okay? But yeah, like I say, we about to head to the river, y'all. It's time for some gar fishing. That's gonna be my focus species. Ain't no telling what I'll catch though. I always say everybody's welcome. I don't care who shows up if they're fun to catch. You know, when I'm at the river, it's all about the thrill. It's about 1% about the meal because I don't eat much or nothing out of this part of the river I'm going. It's not the filthiest part of it, but unfortunately, it has been affected by the dirty actions of human beings that do not care about the environment. What can you say, right? People just don't listen. It's just like when you tell people to put a thumbs up on a video or subscribe. They don't listen. They expect everything to be there when they keep showing up and looking, but they don't understand. They expect the river to always be there. They can go fish. They can go. I don't know why anybody would want to swim in the river part that I'm in, because this is the dirty part. It's that everything look brown, and every now and then it get a little bit clear where you can see right in front of you on the shore. But when you get out in the middle, you can't see nothing. It's just brown, you know. And but it's still healthy enough that it maintains a hell of a lot of wildlife. And gar are one of those resilient species, prehistoric, quite frankly. 150 million years of DNA. Did you hear what I said? I said 150 million. Yeah, 150 million. Okay, right. Not hundreds of thousands. People always talk about what man did and woman and the life of humanity. Humanity ain't yet compared to the rest of the nature, y'all. We just here. We lucky to be here this long for the stupid stuff that people do. But that's why I always say, yo, ain't no such thing as a trash fish, the trash ass people, because that's who gave them the label, and that's crap, man. There's no such thing as a trash fish. It's just what fish you like, what fish you don't like for whatever goofy reason, because that's all it is, your personal opinion, which is what? We all know about opinions, right? Everybody got one, right? Okay. So it really don't matter what somebody else say about a fish. If you don't like that species, you don't want to fish for that if you're an angler, cool, do you. But don't be telling nobody else, oh, why you fishing for that? Oh, this trash fish, man, trash your ass. No such thing. No such thing. Whatever gives you joy is joy. You understand? Whatever gives you joy is joy. And we gotta get that. We gotta push that mentality, y'all, because that leans back into the main philosophy of respect. Respect first, then power, then money. And really, money is always gonna be money, and everything like money is at the end of the equation. But people put all that first, and that's where that mentality comes from of just going with trends or not having your own thoughts on anything. You just get with whatever's popular because whatever's popular, you see it making money. You see that being whatever. So everybody run over there to popular instead of. Do you really love that though? No, I understand if you love it, right? So everything we cover here, we love. You know, when I'm doing fishing content, when I'm doing style content, when I'm doing style from the perspective of architecture and environments, I love all of this. Okay, I love the arts. These are all arts. Okay, everything from and I look at fishing as an art because the design of the lures, the fishing rods, and everything we use, how you have to do it, recording it for y'all and presenting it. These are pieces of art. These are films. Speaking of which, I just dropped today for anybody who's really interested in seeing some gar fishing without having to wait for the good moments. Because I know that's oftentimes why some people who are not into fishing will turn away real quick on a fishing video. They're like, it's boring. I gotta wait. That's why so many people don't fish. Oh, I gotta wait. Yeah, you gotta have patience. Oh, damn, man. Again, money, money, money. Fast, fast, fast. Money, money, money. Fast, fast, fast. They want that fast shit. People want that fast shit. They want to live fast and die young. But if you want to live long and prosperous, yeah, you're gonna have some fast times. But I'll slow it down sometimes too. See what I'm saying? That's more. There's more and more in patience and prosperity and balance. Balance, people. Balance. You got to know yourself to understand what the hell balance is. But that's, we're teaching you if you're listening. You may need to, or you might. Somebody's children be up in here still playing, man. I don't like that. Somebody was in here earlier. They put a thumbs up. Then they took it down. Like what? Who gives a thumb? Kids? That's some kids stuff, man. Or a kid brain that you grown, supposed to be grown, somebody at the age of supposed to be grown, but still got the brain of a child. Like, who does that? Like, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna take it away. It's kid shit, man. Kids. I don't play with that. I don't play with that. I don't play with that. Anyway, look, y'all. So I'm about to get back on them. What I was saying is, I got a video out right now called "The Best of Gar Quest." And you see it pretty much rhymes. You know what I'm saying? You can make that flow. You know what I'm saying? It's the best of Gar Quest. It's the best of Gar Quest. But the best of Gar Quest. And Gar Quest is a phrase I created, logo I created for whenever I go gar fishing or do any content that might be related to gar. Even if I don't use the logo on it, know that that's Gar Quest. If you see me anywhere near gar, talking about gar, anything Gar Quest. Okay? Because I love that. I love that family of fish. There's 8 official species across the globe. Could be 9 if you count it, the hybrid. Well, maybe even more than 9 if you count all the hybrids, because I'm pretty sure if alligator gar and alligator gar and long minute phone overheated as it always damn does in these days. This is exactly why I still went fishing. I said easy, but I know it's warm enough. It's not as breezy as it was yesterday. I think the gar will be biting because they always there. It's just whether or not they're gonna bite, and they're more active to bite when it gets warm, or at least the water is warm. That's gonna be the other thing when I get down here. I looked it up before I left. I said, okay, what's the temperature? You can look it up online. You know, it's an estimate, but it's about as accurate as you're gonna get. And I think it said like 70 degrees. Is that okay? That's the beginning of what I would say is what they, you know, they moving anyway because the season has already changed. It's been spring. It's been days of it getting up to even 90 and craziness when it was supposed to just been 75 to about 85. That's true seasonal spring in this part of Georgia. But we got it going back and forth. Like right now, it feels like March. Yesterday, especially. Today, I would say it feels a little bit more like April. I guess tomorrow will feel like May again, right? That's how Atlanta works. Like you'll get a day, whatever day it feels like another month. Well, the next month it'll slowly, gradually get back to what it's supposed to be. So I'm thinking by, like I said, tomorrow it'll feel like May again. Even if it's raining or something, it'll be like it's supposed to be, or at least 75 or something for the high. I think today's high, it's 71 right now. So yeah, that was about the high. Probably about 72, 73, somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying?